Hello everyone. Today in this session we are going to discuss about peer-to-peer protocols. In peer-to-peer computer network model, we simply use the simple work group for all computer and a unique name for each computer in computer network. There is no master or controller or central server in this computer network. Computers join hands to share files, printers and internet access. It is practical for work groups of a dozen or less computer, making it common environment where each PC acts as an independent workstation and maintaining its own security that stores data on its own disks but which can share it with all other PCs on the network. Software for peer-to-peer network is included with most modern desktop operating systems such as Windows and Mac. Peer-to-peer relationship is suitable for some small networks having less than 10 computers on single LAN. In peer-to-peer network, each computer cannot act as both the server and a client. Protocols. The data link layer can combine framing, flow control and error control to achieve the delivery of the data from one node to the another node. We divide the discussion of protocol into those that can be used for noiseless error-free channels and those that can be used for noisy error-creating channels. The protocols in the first category cannot be used in the real life, but they serve as basis for understanding the protocol of the noisy channels. This is a dynamic view of the protocols. In the protocols are classified as for noiseless channel, for noisy channel. For noiseless channel we have simplest and stop and wait. For noisy channel, stop and wait ARQ, go back ARQ and selective repeat ARQ. Stop and wait ARQ. To detect and correct corrupted frames, we need to add redundancy bits to our data frame. When the frames arrived at the receiver side, it is checked and if it is corrupted, it is silently discarded. The detection of error in this protocol is manifested by the silence of the receiver. When the receiver receives a data from frame that is out of order, this means the frame was sent either lost or duplicated. The corrupted and lost frames need to be resent in this protocol. If the receiver does not respond, when there is an error, how can the sender know which frame to reset? To remedy this problem, the sender keeps a copy of the sent frame. At the same time, it starts a timer. If the timer expires and there is no acknowledgement for the sent frame, the frame is resent. The copy is held and the timer is restarted. Error correction code in stop and wait ARQ is done by keeping a copy of the sent frame and retransmitting of the frame when the timer expires. Sequence numbers. A frame is numbered by sequence numbers. A field is added to the data frame to hold the sequence number of that frame. If we decide that the field is m bits long, the sequence number starts from 0, go to 2 to the power m minus 1 and then are repeated. Let us consider three cases. The frame arrives safe and sound at the receiver side. The receiver sends an acknowledgement. The acknowledgement arrives at the sender side, causing the sender to send the next frame numbered x plus 1. The frames arrive safe and sound at the receiver side. The receiver sends an acknowledgement, but the acknowledgement is corrupted or lost. The sender resends the frame. After the timeout, note that the frame here is duplicate. The receiver can recognize this fact because it expects frame x plus 1. But frame x was received. The frame is corrupted and never arrives at the receiver side. The sender resends the frame numbered x after the timeout. Mm. Go back N. To improve the efficiency of the transmission, multiple frames must be sent in the transition while waiting for the acknowledgement. In the other word, we need to let more one frame be outstanding to keep the channel busy while the sender is waiting for the acknowledgement. The first is called go back N automatic repeat request. In this protocol, we can send several frames before receiving acknowledgement. We keep a copy of these frames until the acknowledgement arrives. In go back and ARQ, the size of the send window must be less than 2 to the power m. The size of the receiver window is always 1. Sequence numbers. The frames from a sending station are numbered sequentially. However, because we need to include the sequence number for each frame. In the header, we need to set a limit. If the header of the frames allows m bit for the sequence number, the sequence number range from 0 to 2 to the power m minus 1. For example, if m is 4, the only sequence number are through 15 inclusive. However, we can repeat the sequence. So the sequence will be 0 to 15, again 0 to 15 it will start. In the other word, the sequence numbers are modulo 2 to the power m. In the go back n protocol, the sequence numbers are modulo 2 to the power m, where m is the size of the sequence number field in the bit. Sliding window in the go back and automatic repeat request. The sliding window is an abstract concept that defines the range of the sequence number that is concerned of the sender and the receiver. In the other words, the sender and receiver need to deal with only part of the possible sequence number. The range which is concern of the sender is called the sender sliding window. The range that concern with the receiver is called receiver sliding window. Here we have four regions. The first region from the far left to the left wall of the window defines the sequence number belonging to the frames that are already acknowledged. The sender doesn't worry about these frames and keeps no copy of them. But in the second region, it defines the range of the sequence numbers belonging to the frame that are sent have that is in the unknown status. The sender needs to wait to find out if the frame has been received or were lost. But in the third region, the range of the sequence numbers of the frame that can be sent, the corresponding data packets has been received from the network layer. Finally, the fourth region defines the sequence numbers that cannot be used until the this is the diagrammatic view of the go back and ARQ. The window itself is an abstract three variables. So we have SF, SN and SZ. SF defines the send window, first outstanding frame. SN is the send window, the next frame to be sent. SZ size is the send window size. It is the diagrammatic view of the receive window of the go back and ARQ. Example, this is the example. We'll see the difference between the go back and ARQ and stop and wait ARQ. In this difference, there is a similarity between go back and stop and wait ARQ. We can say that stop and wait ARQ protocol is actually a go back in ARQ, in which there is only two sequence numbers and the send window size is 1. In the other words, m is equals to 1, a 2m minus 1 is equals to 1. In go back and ARQ, we said that the addition is modulo 2m. In stop and wait ARQ, it is 2, which is same as 2m when m is equals to 1. Selective repeat automatic repeat request. Go back and ARQ simplifies the process at the receiver side. The receiver keeps a track of only one variable and there is no need of buffer out of the frames. However, this protocol is very inefficient for the noisy link. In the noisy link frame that has the high probability of the damage, which means that the resending of the multiple frames, this resending uses up the bandwidth and slows down the transmission. For the noisy links, there is another mechanism that doesn't send n frames when just one frame is damaged. Only the damaged frame is reset. This mechanism is called selective repeat ARQ. Send window for the selective maximum size can be 2 to the power m minus 1. Example, if m is equals to 4, the sequence numbers are go from 0 to 15. But the size of the window is just 8. It is 15 in the go back n protocol. The smaller the window size means less efficiency in filling the pipe. But the fact that there is a fewer duplicate frames can compensate for this. The protocol uses the same variable as we discussed in the go back n variable. Receive window for the selective repeat ARQ. In this, the receive window in selective repeat is totally different from the one in the go back n. First, the size of the receive window is same as the size of the send window. Piggybacking. So what is the piggybacking? Piggybacking is used to improve the efficiency of the bidirectional protocol, and here the datagrams flows in only one direction although the control information is acknowledged and NAK frames can travel in other direction. In real life, datagrams are normally flowing in both directions from node A to node B and from node B to node A. This means the control information also need to flow in both the direction. When a frame is carrying data from A to B, it can also carry control information about arrived or lost frames from B. When a frame is carrying data from B to A, it can also carry control information about the arrived or the lost frames from A. This is called piggybacking. This is about this session. In this session, we discussed about the all the peer-to-peer protocols. What is a peer-to-peer protocol? What is a protocol and how it is classified? What is a stop and wait ARQ? What is the sequence number of that? What are the three cases of the stop and wait ARQ? Go back and what is a go back and ARQ? What are the sequence numbers of the go back and what is the sliding window? What is the diagrammatic view of the send view go back ARQ and the receive window for the go back in ARQ, and go back in ARQ versus stop and wait ARQ, selective repeat automatic repeat request ARQ, and send window for the selective repeat and the receive window for the selective repeat ARQ, piggybacking. This is about this session. Thank you.